Okay, here we are at the lookout above the port area. It's Paratutu Rock there. You can see people climbing up there. You get good views over the city. The old power station and the old chimneys here. In the background is Saddleback Rock. You can see it looks like a saddle. Just behind these trees here is the port region. Going around here, panning around to over at New Plymouth City. The big white building you can see in the centre is the old state insurance building, and that is in the CBD area. And then further on, heads on out towards Fitzroy, and then it carries on further north towards Bell Block. Right, I'm going for a walk over this way. Normally on a beautiful sunny fine day you would have good views of the mountain. Unfortunately it's not one of those days. So we'll have a look over here anyway. It's quite windy. Hopefully not getting too much wind noise. Right, the weather's supposed to start turning a bit bad this afternoon. It's supposed to be rain coming in. As you can see here, this is looking south. Over there is the Paratutu Rock. Looking out over Back Beach. It's heading down towards Ohakura, down that way, and some more surfing spots. Looking just here on the right hand side is the Kaitaki Ranges. Further up there under the cloud a bit is the Puakai Ranges. Behind that is Mount Taranaki. As you can see, it's fully coated with cloud. Looks like it's quite a bit of rain up there. Just on to the left hand side here, you can see that little bump in the middle there. They call that German Hill. There's a small airstrip there where they do a lot of gliding and stuff. Okay, and then I'll just pan around here and pretty much just trees and stuff. So, okay, sorry about traffic noise, but here I am at Lake Mangamahoe, just on the outskirts of New Plymouth. Okay, and it's going to start to drive through the lake and show you what it's like. Right, here we are at Lake Mangamahoe. It's a very, very busy place. Just going across a cattle stop jarabahs. This lake was formed due to them damming up a river here for power generation. So this artificial lake has been planted out with all these trees and stuff like that. A lot of people visit this area. It's got a lot of wildlife, you know, ducks and geese and things like that. A lot of areas for picnics, tramping tracks. And as you can see here, there's going to be a wedding held here. Going to drive along the edge of the lake here, and then we'll go for a walk up a track so you can look back over the lake towards the mountain. Unfortunately, the mountain is covered with cloud, so we won't see it. It's going to be a bit noisy this, because it's, as you can see, it's a gravel road. You can see down through the lake there. A lot of swans, ducks. cherry blossoms still out. Yeah, they got tracks so you can take your horses for a walk through the forest here. Very popular over summer, this place is. To get onto the walking track, and as you can see, it's very popular. Okay, and there's a wedding being held down here. That's why it's got a lot of vehicles here. We shall go up here, park up here. Okay, here we are, parked up here, and then we'll get out and go for a walk up the top. I'll show you a map of this place and where we're going, just so you get a bit of an idea. Right, here's the map of the lake. Okay, this is where we came in here, and now we've driven all the way along to here, and we're going to go for a walk up here and get a look out this way. Yeah, that way is the mountain. Okay, here's the dam here. Okay, so yep, and that's where we're going to go. And as you can hear, a lot of native birds and stuff around here too. Okay, we'll go for a walk up the track. Okay, so as you can see, this is the intake. So there's some big pipes from here. I'll just show you and have a look. This is where the water's going down here for the power generation. Going to go for a walk up here. Oh, it looks like there's a hedgehog in there. Not sure if that's a predator trap. Okay, we shall walk along the track here. Okay, don't jump on there, risk of drowning. They have multiple tracks here. Okay, we can go that way or the side up the top. So we're going to go up the top because it looks a bit muddy down the bottom. With native bush. Absolutely gorgeous walking through this. Even better in summer where it's nice and warm. Okay, so that cheering and everything you can hear is the wedding going on just over the way there. So excuse the noise. So, a shame otherwise it's beautiful here, nice and quiet. Normally you can hear the birds and that singing. They've got two weddings going on here by the looks of it. One down this end, and another one in the middle area there. Right, I think we'll go down this way first. Go and have a look at the dam. And it says a 2-minute walk. So obviously it depends on how fast you walk. This gravel's a bit loose. Right, okay, so this is part of the dam that we're on here, which as you can see is holding up the lake. Right ahead of us there normally is Mount Taranaki, but as you can see a lot of clouds covering it. And that's the track that we've just come down. So I'm going to go back up there soon. We'll go to what they call the lookout, which looks out over the lake up towards the mountain. You can understand why a lot of people come out here. It's so nice and quiet, and so many tracks to walk around, enjoy nature, so close to city area. And that's the Canadian goose here that's doing that sound. Yeah, it's so quiet. Rightio, let's go back up to this track again. Hi. Right, back at these crossroads again. Now we're going to turn left, go up some more stairs. Now it's going to be a little bit of music in the background from the wedding ceremonies. Not much I can do about that, unfortunately. Sounds like there's a few people up here too. Right. Okay, up here now. That's where I was before, at the dam. Right, let's have a look around here. Right, this is the lookout area, and you can see the lake. There's a couple of rhododendrons out, and mountains up there behind the clouds. I don't know where this little track goes. I should go and have a look. All I know is there's a track going down there, and there's a reasonably new track being cut into there, so I'm not going to carry on. Look at the azalea, the tree there, lovely pink flower, or crimson if you like to call it that. This is the little track I've just come down, but I'm not going to go any further. I'll just go back up here. All right. So you can see on a beautiful clear day, if there's not a cloud in the sky, you'd have the mountain in all its glory in the background there. Even better in winter, when you get the cloudless, sunny, wintry days and the mountain is covered with snow. Absolute stunning picture. Lots of people come in winter just to get those pictures. And yeah, just some people behind me chit-chatting, enjoying the views, having a chat about what's going on. Right, okay, well that's the view from the lookout here. That's all I'm going to do, because if I carry on down towards the car park, there's going to be a lot of music and stuff like that. So, okay, walking along the lake front now. Unfortunately, you can hear chit-chat behind me. That's the wedding that's going on. Hopefully we don't hear too much of what's going on. This is another walkway that's below the lookout where I was just before. So I'll just walk along here. We'll have a look at the lake. As I've said in earlier videos, there's been a lot of rain in Taranaki lately, so a lot of these areas that don't get a lot of sun and stuff are still quite damp, quite muddy, and very soft, as you can see by some of these tracks in here. Okay, just going past the flax and carrying on all the way to the lake edge. I don't think the lake, I'm not sure if the lake is actually high. It might be, but the track carries on along there. I don't want to try and walk through the water there. It's very lovely. It's starting to cloud over a bit now. So I think we can carry on. I think we can carry on that way, but I don't want to walk through that water and mud. I might be able to walk around the side. I'll see if I can. Okay, I did manage to get through there without falling in the water. I'm getting muddy and wet. So we'll keep walking along here. I'm presuming we'll end up doing a small loop, and we'll end up at the lookout where we were just before. You may have to walk back because it's quite wet and muddy along there.
Right.
And you'll have to get through the water to get across.
Oh, right, okay. No worries.
Yeah.
Cheers for that. Thank you.
Yeah, I was lucky enough to walk around the side and skip over the mud. So yeah.
Thank you. Saved a half a walk.
Yeah. Well, you still get views right down onto the edge of the lake.
Okay.
So yeah. Okay, we're back carrying on up here. No steps on this track going up to the top. It is actually quite steep if you have a look, as you can see there. It does give a bit of a workout on the legs. And we'll keep going up here. This is where I was before. This is the lookout over at the lake. Summertime is very nice. A lot of cicadas out. as you can see. Yeah, sorry if I'm huffing and puffing a bit. But it is quite steep. Okay, so that's like a little bit of a loop track. And here we are again, back here. So I'm going to walk back down here again. This carries on down to the car park. This is where we walked up before to go to the lookout. Okay, and then just to the right down here. Is goes to the dam. Okay, as you can see. So that's where I went first. This is the circuit, goes up around here. Otherwise, that's where I went to for that one there. Just up to the top, which was up there. Okay, that's a quail that you can hear there. Right, let's carry on walking down here to the car park. There's that wedding over there. Right. Let's keep going here. As you can see, it's quite high up. A lot of the native bush. You can see there's the lake circuit, and I went back down and along the front here, which is along the lake front, all the way along. Bit of a loop to get back onto here. Bit of a nice cool breeze coming through, as you can see with all the trees. Yeah, look at them all, look at that. It's quite cool looking up there and all the way down. I expect to see some hobbits or something walking along these tracks here. Right, and we're back to the gate where the car park is. We'll have a look at the map I'll show you where I went for my walk. A few tuis around here. I think they must be trying to get nectar out of the honeysuckle that's here, or the jasmine flowers by the looks of them actually, not honeysuckle, a slightly different flower. Okay, so here's Lake Mangamahoe. Drove in from here all the way along. Okay, all the way to here, the car park here. And I walked up to the top here, to the lookout, and then I walked down and then I carried on along this track here and then back up to here. Unfortunately the lake is up a bit here, so I had to scoot around the water without falling in to do the loop there. Before that I carried on and I went down to here and I did a video from here up towards the mountain, which unfortunately is covered with cloud. Just shows you certain things here, like you can do your trout fishing, good spots for fishing. Okay, picnic tables, picnic areas. Okay, car parks. This is for, so you can go for your track, horse riding, the tracks. That's the car park here, and we've got stables there so you can prepare your horses and stuff. As you can see.